In the Philippines, the monthly rice distribution continues despite viral pandemic. The first silent mentor inauguration ceremony in 2020 took place this week. Welcome to Diet Headlines. I'm Joyce Ho. Thank you for joining us. As COVID-19 epidemic continues to spread globally, the Philippines government has been introducing many measures to contain its dissemination. Tzu Chi Philippines Chapter persevered with its monthly rice distribution, abiding by all antiviral spirit policies. The event was held outdoors, where all beneficiaries must have their temperatures measured and hands sanitized before receiving the rice. The continuation of the distribution is imperative for the impoverished residents to lessen the current pandemic impacts.
Setting up the tents quickly, Tzu Chi Philippines Chapter volunteers are working efficiently to help the people in need. Many people have to take the tuk-tuk before transferring to a taxi in order to come here, spending much money on transportation. They still make donations to Tzu Chi.
During this period of time, there is no work to do. My son is earning less. The rice is very important to us.
We are donating to reciprocate Tzu Chi assistance and help other people in need. During the epidemic time, we should give other people our best wishes.
Thanks to the volunteers' efforts, 600 families have received much-needed rice during the epidemic.
Changsha, China is still under COVID-19 lockdown. Teams of local Tzu Chi volunteers visited families who have lost their only child. They delivered epidemic prevention supplies as well as emotional support, warming up the hearts of the recipients.
Walking in the spring rain, these people are delivering love and warmth.
While
Changsha is still under closed-off management, Tzu Chi volunteers try to visit families who have lost their only child. Uncle Chu, who is more than 70 years old, has lost his wife and daughter. He and his grandchildren now depend on each other. Uncle Chu does everything in the house. Volunteers have taught the grandchildren to do household chores.
The grandchildren will eventually grow up. He has to work after he grows up. If you teach him something now, he will do it.
Meanwhile, at another house, the granddaughter's award certificates make the seniors proud of her.
Diligent little citizen, she's an expert in math.
Volunteers have brought epidemic prevention supplies.
This is natural incense produced by a Tzu Chi Brothers company. Similar to lighting up wormwood, you place the incense in a small plate and let it pile up, and then light it. Then it disinfects and cleanses the entire room. The air is very comfortable. I hope to grasp the opportunity to walk into families like this and accompany the children. I hope that the child will feel more love in the future.
Volunteers delivered love and care, warming up people's hearts during the epidemic.
The global ebook online study group in Kaohsiung has been operating for 7 years. Through the study group's online streaming, Taiwan Tzu Chi volunteers are able to interact with the volunteers in Wuhan, providing support during these difficult times.
我们在武汉共修经济，斋戒祈祷。
Through the internet, Global eBook Online Study Group allows volunteers to interact with Wuhan volunteers.
In the past 2 months, Wuhan City volunteers have held 3 online book study groups. By reading the master's books, more than 200 city volunteers have endured the difficult close-off management of the city.
Since 2013, they have been participating in our online study group. In the future, we will continue to learn from our China Dharma families about how they maintain such positive attitude during this time.
Seeing how everyone is safe and healthy, the volunteers are joyful. While Wuhan is under closed-off management, local Tzu Chi volunteers continue to learn the Dharma online and promote vegetarianism in communities.
By utilizing technology that transcends distances, we can give them direct and positive energy. We also hope to encourage each other so people have the energy to endure the epidemic.
The epidemic has lasted for 3 months. We should not panic. We also deliver our best wishes for Tzu Chi volunteers in China and around the world.
The Global Online Study Group allows the participants to care for each other. At the site of the broadcast, the volunteers disinfect the area and take other preventative measures against the spread of the virus.
Tainan Tzu Chi Medical Association dentist Li Mingru and his wife designed an epidemic prevention card to promote antivirus precautionary concepts and the benefits of a vegetarian diet. Let's take a look at this story.
Before the dental clinic opened in the morning and afternoon every day, the dentist couple would need the staff, patients, and their family to pray first.
This epidemic is very serious, so we decided to pray together before the clinic opens. We'll invite patients and their families to join, hoping that the epidemic will end soon.
They are very kind. They also invite all of us to pray for the country and go meatless together for the epidemic.
The dental clinic has also designed a little epidemic prevention card to promote epidemic preventions and adopts vegetarian diets to children and their parents coming to seek dental treatment.
We hope that through this vegetarian card, we can encourage children to protect animals and respect lives. We also expect to have more love and care among people, between human and animals, even between human and the environment.
I think not killing animals is good because we can form a good affinity with them.
Apart from promoting vegetarianism to patients, the employees of the dental clinic have also been inspired to adopt a meatless diet for years. It is expected that more people will join the rank of embracing vegetarianism to protect lives, allowing meatless diets to become the best way to combat the epidemic.
As the coronavirus epidemic continues, water usage increases as we wash our hands more often. A Tzu Chi volunteer in Taichung, Ling Jingyi, shares a story on how to carry out preventative measures while saving water at the same time.
Having opened a gold jewelry shop for over 40 years, Mr. Lin has a lot of regular customers. When the customers leave his shop, he will immediately sanitize the surrounding with alcohol and clean water.
It is much safer like this. By doing prevention, I feel more relieved.
Mr. Lim practices reusing water daily. During this period of the epidemic, the number of times he washes his hands has also increased.
The water used to wash my hands has soap, so I will throw it away. I'll only reuse the cleaner water to flush the toilet.
As for the cleaner water left by hand washing, it has many functions.
I'll pour all the water together. When I urinate, I can flush using this water.
The water reused can flush the toilet, mop the floor, and even water the plants. For many years, Mr. Lin and his family only pay $7 for the monthly water bill, even during this time of the epidemic.
My monthly water bill is only $7, never more than $10.
Reusing water has become part of Mr. Lin's life as he has been practicing it for the past 20 over years. He has over 20 water containers on the roof to collect rainwater for daily usage.
Tzu Chi Medical Simulation Center held its first inauguration ceremony for silent mentors this week for the year 2020. Medical students and families gathered to send their best wishes.
Family members, medical students, and the public are present to offer their best wishes to the silent mentors. This is the first surgery simulation in 2020, and the opening ceremony is filled with solemn dignity.
Your dedication to be a silent mentor to help these future doctors, so we're grateful for your willingness to let go of your body. We sincerely wish you all the best.
The master is offering her best wishes to a silent mentor Chen Xiaoming, who was the vice CEO of Tzu Chi Foundation. When Tzu Chi School of Nursing was founded in 1982, Mr. Chen taught general chemistry at the college as a volunteer and had been dedicating himself to Tzu Chi for 30 years. Even after he passed away, he still donated his body to the medical school to benefit the public.
All the teachers and the students will uphold Vice CEO Chen's teachings to make this university a role model in vocational education.
We appreciate your accomplishment as the doctor's teacher, and we look forward to you walking on the Bodhisattva path with us.
After Chen Xiaoming passed away, his wife, Chen Huangyuemei, also passed away. It was Chen Huangyuemei who joined Tzu Chi first by raising money to build a Hualien Tzu Chi hospital. The couple joined hands to support Tzu Chi all the way to the last second of their lives.
We'll complete Dad and Mom's wish. They follow the Master and walk on the Bodhisattva path through their lives, so today also marks a perfect ending.
The great love from these silent mentors can help these medical students complete their studies, so they will be able to help patients in the future.
We prefer that you make tens of thousands of wrong cuts and mistakes on their bodies, but not even one wrong cut on the real patients in the future.
The school hopes that the medical students will study mindfully and also remember the expectations from these silent mentors. Then in the future, these students will become good doctors.
Mr. Liu, a Tzu Chi care recipient for 4 years in Nangang, is widowed and suffers from poliomyelitis. He earns a livelihood as a taxi driver and raised a pair of children on his own. Now the children are getting older. The family's old home with only 12 square meters is too small to get by. Tzu Chi volunteers help them to find a new house more suitable for the family.
他们昨天把那个东西都搬出来之后，还真的觉得房子真的很小，他们真的也不容易在那边那么多年，然后否极泰来，能够在这么舒适的地方重新开始新的生活。
Not finishing the moving work the previous evening, the next morning they continue to move. This is Mr. Liu, a care recipient whose family of 3 has been supported by Tzu Chi, has moved ahead of schedule.
Their original living space was about 12 square meters as they shared this living space. The problem is that the children are growing up and now have reached puberty. At this time, volunteers are very helpful, and I found a new place for them to live.
From the old home to the new home, spending all day moving has led everyone to feel like a spinning top.
These are from the Tzu Chi aunties, so we didn't have to buy them. These were already in the home.
Mr. Liu is widowed and has polio as he took care of a pair of children alone, but his son has mild mental retardation and the daughter has behavioral problems. With the long-term companionship of volunteers, a significant change has occurred in the 2 children.
We just got the house from Mr. Liu, and she took the keys and told us this and then. And then we saw Ame was studying very hard. And then we just saw Ayong was busy installing that bed. We were really moved by this.
If you look at this white radish, it looks quite good, and the same about the pineapple, as it'll be very strong in the future.
I wish Ayong and Ame to understand more things, and I hope they keep the house very clean.
With this blessing, the family is trying to start again. At this moment, the warmth in their heart is similar to the sweetness of the sweet glutinous dumplings they're eating today.
Duan Shenfang suffers from severe scoliosis and weighs only 30 kilos. Tzu Chi volunteers supported and cared for her since 2017 and invited her to help at recycling stations. Since then, she became a Tzu Chi volunteer and was certified as a Tzu Chi commissioner at the end of last year. Now she is engaged in regular home visits despite her physical challenges and provides comfort and support for others in need.
以后会继续做，一直走在慈济的路上。感谢师姐们的陪伴，因为有师姐们的爱跟关怀，所以说做什么都很顺利。师姐祈祷我们后来师姐的也有师姐。 我慈济的礼拜一我去做福田，其他天的话，有时候我会去做环保。
In Tzu Chi on Monday, I go to Futan and sometimes I do recycling 1 time or 2 times. And then the Shangji once or twice. My brothers and sisters are in Myanmar. When I came to Taiwan, my father died that year. And just after a short while, my mother also died.
爸爸去世后，没有很多年就去世了。
就很多师姐像妈妈一样，对不对？
跟家人一样。
你现在几公斤
30。
一直都这么瘦吗？
之前27，然后吃药，吃过敏的药，然后增加了3公斤。师兄们送我一锅营养品，叫我多吃一点，然后。 叫我吃胖一点的，然后就一直瘦。弟弟来。
他是有学习障碍的小朋友，那我是觉得，
He is a child with learning disabilities, and I remember the first time that I took Sun Fang on the visit. At the time, this household child used to be afraid of us. But when he saw Sun Fang, it seems like he was seeing someone his own age, because she was only as tall as he was. And Sun Fang also liked to play with children, so I felt comfortable giving the responsibility of looking after them to her.
也很喜欢跟小孩子互动，我就想说就交给申方来主责。
他唯一项目就可以让他安静下来的话，就是让他玩手机啊，只有他固定的时间会玩手机，因为他在学校他也没有玩手机。
因为玩手机的话会伤小朋友的眼睛。
这个我都知道啊。
给我看一下。我看进去啊。刚开始来的时候，他跟你互动的时候，帮你拍照一下呀。
When he came, he interacted with me and let me take his photo. Later, he interacted with me for a while for a short time, and then he went back to his cell phone. This is the 4th time already.
来，弟弟。Give me five. Give me five.
他刚才说再见。
再见。我有朋友问我说：“那你以后如果年纪大的话，你要怎么办？”
A friend asked me what I would do when I grew old. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't respond. But compared to back then and what I know now, I would say that be brave and face your challenges and don't have fear. Tzu Chi has taught me this about everything getting old and encountering disease, so we have to be brave going forward.
On the internet, rumor has it that onion could prevent osteoporosis and works even better than calcium tablets. Is it true? Let's see what the experts have to say.
Osteoporosis is a disease that happens when the bone mass is reduced and thus the bone becomes fragile, leading to bone fracture. It is the second widely affected disease in the world.
其实我们的骨本从年轻
Our bone density reaches the peak at the ages between 25 and 30, and it starts a steady decline after that. So during this period, we must watch out not to let our bone mass reduce too quickly.
就是说，在这段时间之内呢，不要让自己的骨质下降得太快。
To increase the bone density, it says on the internet that onion can help us prevent osteoporosis, far better than the calcium tablet. Is it true?
If we cook 100 grams of amaranth, spinach, or Chinese cabbage, each will have 200 milligrams of calcium. But the same amount of onion only has 25 milligrams of calcium. However, only 5% of calcium in the vegetables can be absorbed by our body, far fewer than the calcium in the milk.
The nutritionists suggest that we cannot simply rely on one food source to prevent osteoporosis. The best method is to have enough calcium. Goes under the sun that will form vitamin D in your body, plus the weight training, so you can have healthy bones.
Body aches may be related to your foot arches. Commonly, flat feet are known to contribute to other problems. It is less well known that high foot arches also impacts our health. Long periods of time spent standing or walking also affect soft tissues of the soles of our feet. Here's our report.
If you suffer from long-term soreness but can't find the cause, the answer may be under your feet.
Among the 150 nursing staff, you can see that the arch height of most people are indeed lower than ideal, which is close to flat feet.
The ideal arch height is between 1.5 to 1.8 centimeters. If the arch is too high or too low, it will cause chronic inflammation or soreness in feet, lower limbs, hip joints, or waist.
Our legs and body are to maintain our posture. If our working posture is not even, or greater force is exerted on some parts, or some muscles are overused, it will eventually become chronic inflammation.
Mr. Zhang is a Parkinson's disease patient and can't walk steadily. Let's check to see the pressure under his feet.
会痛吗？不会。来，现在身体向前倾，胸口爬到膝盖上，很好。
搬起脚趾头。
Lift the toes of the patient to find his bones and soft tissues, the best arches allowable and his foot shape. Then make a foot pad according to the foot shape recorded. This can really help.
The small dots appearing on the black box are the foot shape of the patient after correction. After analyzed by the computer for 6 minutes, a shoe pad is completed.
这样子就好了。这个怎么会这么硬？ 因为它要够硬才会有支撑性。足弓已经帮你加热，因为
My foot arch has been raised by the pad, so I don't feel any pressure nor resistance in my feet.
Corrective shoe pads are not only good for orthopedics, flat feet, or Parkinson's patients, but also anyone who suffers from injuries caused by arch problems.
As the coronavirus outbreak spreads, it is having a major impact on overseas patients. Darling Tzu Chi Hospital used video conferencing to give diagnosis and also requested an international express delivery of medication to patients for their treatments to continue.
I see the edge of her hand is blurry. The edge has become blurry, and that is very good, and your hand shows light white coloration.
Because of the epidemic, the young girl cannot come to Taiwan for a follow-up visit from Hong Kong. Therefore, Darling Tzu Chi Hospital uses video conferencing to diagnose her condition.
I feel this diagnosis with video conferencing is very clear, and the doctor could answer our questions, so it cleared up our questions.
肺炎病毒现在是全世界蔓延，那每一个国家，包括我们的台湾。
The coronavirus is now spreading around the globe. In every country, including Taiwan, we are enforcing border control. Now we can use the video conferencing together with our data bank to build long-distance diagnosis.
Besides Hong Kong, Ms. Ling in Singapore also uses video conferencing to receive her diagnosis, so her treatment can continue. With video conferencing, patients' problems will be solved.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.